last year. There you
Someone
go.
watched it.
All right.
Great.
All right. 6 o'clock.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Policy meeting to order. And first on the agenda, we have an introduction.
Yes. Step on up, sir. This is Wesley Joy, our new rec director. He comes to us from Winfield, Kansas, where he was the sports director for Winfield Rec Commission. I'll let you say.
Few things.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so my name is Wesley Joy, Wes Joy, if you want to feel free, doesn't matter either one. Like Brady said, I'm coming from Winfield, where I was the sports director and special services director for 4 years. Before that, I was in Colorado for 4 years, working as a recreation coordinator, program manager for the town of Berthoud, Colorado, which is a small town just south of Fort Collins area. I'm originally from Burlington, Kansas, so kind of know Paola a little bit and things like that for it, but excited to be here. Sorry for this opportunity and challenge to be the rec director for Paola. I know it's kind of a new thing and a lot of people are excited for it, and I'm hoping I can do my best for it and stuff. So I just want to introduce myself. Yeah, any questions or know me better, feel free to give me a call or stop by.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.
I know, that's it.
Yeah. Next, we have the consent agenda. Anybody on the council have any questions on anything on the consent
I
agenda?
do. I noticed the end of December that the budget wasn't, the percentages were not there, the cash was. And I would like to find out when we have the auditors in, what they have to say. Of course, I know they'll give us something about that, but, or whatever, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Is it on the? Okay. I'm not sure what. Which, yeah,
Which
is that the
reflect-
revenue expenditure report at the end of the pack, okay.
The cash looked good, and that's why I was wondering if that was the bigger part of it.
Is it just different than usual?
No,
Okay.
just end of the year.
Anybody else? If not, is there a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented and authorize the mayor to sign.
Is there a second?
A second. Smale.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Peckman.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
Memorize them now.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Next, we have comments from the public. Okay, all right. Under new business, the first item is the Marked Regional Resource Sharing Agreement.
Yes, so we went over this briefly at work study. Mark, Mid-America Regional Council, they have worked to create a resource sharing agreement. This is a mutual aid agreement. It will not take place of any mutual aid agreements we have with agencies around. This is just to fill holes in between those mutual aids and allow us to utilize Mark Regional resources in emergencies when needed. It was prepared by the Regional Homeland Security Coordinating Council, and it was approved by the Mark Board of Directors. So they're just asking us to approve a resolution as participation for the resource sharing agreement. The agreement is attached as well as the resolution 2023-003.
So like you said, this would just kind of kick in if something else didn't cover.
Absolutely. If we needed a resource that Mark had that, let's say there's a local agreement goes one he doesn't have, this is what we cover it.
Do you want on the motion signing the agreement as well as the resolution?
I don't think there was a,
Page 9,
Just approving.
Yeah, sure. Yep, that'd be great. Thank you.
So the motion would be to pass the resolution and signing the agreement.
Right.
On the mayor execute the agreement.
Any other questions or comments on that? If not, is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, I move to pass resolution 2023-003 and sign the agreement with Mark approving participation with the Regional Resource Sharing Agreement.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Snail.
Aye.
Hayes. Aye. Heckman.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
Right, thank you. Next, the Kansas Housing Investor Tax Credit Authorization.
Yes, so we also discussed in the work study, but a little background, Rathrum Coleman Homes came in to purchase the remaining lots in the Indian Hills and Hidden Meadows area. They saw the need for, 1 to 2 story homes here in town. So Kansas Housing Resource Corporation is a public corporation that administers federal and state housing programs on behalf of the state. And one of their programs is the Kansas Housing Investor Tax Credit Program. This program was created for the purpose of facilitating investments for suitable housing that will support the growth of communities that lack adequate housing. So I think that we are all in agreement that we all need more housing, so. So Rathrum Coleman is in the process of submitting an application for 24 housing tax credits for the Hidden Meadows project. The hope is these tax credits will help to lower the purchase prices of those homes to make them go a little quicker and not sit on them as long. And hopefully to allow them to continue to construct and pay if they have this house credit tax program. As we discussed, there is no financial impact to the city approving this. This is state house tax credit, so city will see no financial impact negatively. Hopefully positively, getting more people homes. But that's the resolution of support is attached, resolution 2023-004. And if this is passed, it will be given to them tomorrow, and applications due Thursday. So quick timing.
Good deal.
So is the 24, is that the number of home, like, is it one per house?
Yes, one per
Okay.
house, and that's all of their lots that in Hidden Meadows that they have purchased.
That are left, that haven't sold.
Yes,
So
I think 17 haven't sold.
So that's the,
17 are constructed, but they still have lots that.
Lots.
Oh,
haven't
okay.
been
Okay.
constructed on. So this is including those.
Any questions or comments on that? Okay. If not, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to pass resolution number 2023-004, authorizing the preparation and submission of an application to the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation for the Kansas Housing Investor Tax Credit Program for Roush Coleman Homes.
I'll second.
Snail.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Hickman.
Aye.
Shield.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the final site plan for the Taylor Forge Learning Center.
So the final site plan was before the planning commission at their January 24th meeting this year. Commissioners recommended approval of the final site plan for a new 4,732 square foot learning center to be added to the campus of Taylor Forge Engineering Systems. The site plan was submitted by Triangle Builders. They are not here, but Mr. Upshaw, if you have any questions regarding this, I'll be able to answer some of them.
Never coming back.
With regards to zoning, all requirements have been met for site area setbacks, and handicap parking spaces. The one, parking allowance was approved by planning commission because they work in shifts. So they have acknowledged that they don't have what's required by LDO, but, the available parking works for what their hours are. All landscaping and lighting plans are included in the drawings in the packet. They all meet LDO requirements. Let's see, the city council wishes to accept the planning commission's recommendation and approve the final site plan for Taylor Forge Learning Center. The one condition that planning commission set forth was the confirmation of a filing of a boundary line adjustment with Miami County prior to building permit being issued, and I do have confirmation that that was filed and taken care of.
So we don't have to add the condition in there, it's already in.
Yep, it's already been satisfied.
Nope. You're on that.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I move to approve the final site plan for Taylor Forge Learning Center Triangle Builders applicant.
In a second.
A second.
Brown.
Aye.
Case.
Aye.
Beckman.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, another thing that we talked about, work study, the campground fee schedule changes.
Glad to see it.
Anybody have?
Yeah, so our new reservation site it's pretty much ready to go. Once we have our fees set, we can get that, going. We also realized we need a cancellation policy. So that has also been presented. On here, we have for the primitive, we were suggesting $15 a day. For electrical and water, it's $20, and for full hookup, $22. And that would keep us in line with the area lakes, Hillsdale, Pomona. I know we looked at both of those, and we were trying to be competitive with that. The new cancellation policy would be 72 hours or more prior to arrival date would result in a refund minus 1 night camping fee. Anything 72 hours or less would be forfeiture of all fees. So that will at least help us recover some of that stuff we lost out on last year. I think Melissa said, our public works administrative assistant, she refunded $2,400 last year. So we will recover some of that with the new policy. And our lake caretaker, Joe Ball, did say that he thinks the new fees will cover our new costs for the new site, that $315 per reservation. And it should help cover some of the credit card fees. So
And that's just gonna be absorbed into this, is that
Yes.
right?
Yep, these suggested fees will cover what that is, and we would still gain revenue off of those. So, yeah.
Anybody have any questions? No, is there a motion?
I move to approve the new Lake Myola fee schedule with the addition of a campground reservation cancellation policy.
Second.
Snail.
Aye.
Case. Beckman.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, general obligation bonds, series A, and this is the ordinance number 3198.
Okay, so Greg and Mary are very sorry they couldn't make it. They had prior engagement. I do have cell phone numbers if we have any questions that we need to ask them. But I believe they both had other meetings tonight. So, Greg was very gracious and sent a memo, explaining basically the whole bond process. I pointed out a few things. I'll read those from Greg's memo, but, that did go well today. So, so the bonds are being issued to provide funds to pay for a portion of the costs of the Pale Family Pool, the Wallace Park project in Lake Myola. And we will redeem the outstanding general obligation temporary notes. They were able to get the preliminary official statement and let investors know that we were looking for a bond issue. We did receive the A+ rating for our finances. And so in addition to the rating, they also requested quotes from municipal bond insurance companies to help lower the borrowing costs. They obtained quotes and analyzed the interest savings and the cost of the bond insurance policy. And we received a favorable quote from Build American Mutual, which resulted in a net benefit to the city for this issue. So basically getting the insurance lowered the amount we would have been paying in interest if we hadn't had that policy. So they notified investors today and they went through the sale. So the information is being provided by the bond council, and that is included in the resolution and the ordinance. I didn't print off new copies, but they just have the official numbers. You do have the numbers in, I need these separate papers. Those official numbers are what are in the ordinance and in the resolution. So the timing of the sale was favorable, so that because the long-term interest rates on the bonds have declined significantly, that's what Greg said. So the
final interest rate on the bond is 3.37%. And the final principal amount of the bonds is $7,570,000. Final interest rates on the bonds ended up being better than the interest rates used during the analysis. So that's great.
Yes,
Yeah, so they were using the 4.08% during our analysis, so it definitely looks better. So if he says if the results of the bond sale are acceptable, then the city council will consider adoption of the bond ordinance and bond resolution. The documents contain the final interest rates and details for the bond. And upon approval of the ordinance and resolution, they will work for a closing date on March 1st of 2023.
So Stephanie, on the ordinance and resolution, did they need to include the 7,570,000 instead of the 7,685,000?
two separate ones, one for the ordinance.
I mean, is that the amount that they need to have in the motion?
Oh, yeah, that did change a little.
Okay.
Yes,
Cause it saved us a little.
it did. Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be 7,570,000 instead of the 7,685,000. Thank you.
Say again, 7 million.
7,570,000. It is on this memo.
Yeah,
That's fine if you guys look at it. Were there any questions on any of that? It's good timing to be doing this, probably.
oh, yeah.
That's- yeah, but it-
I always get so excited when we can do that.
Well, especially when rates went down.
Oh, yeah,
It's so fluid right now.
yeah.
A plus rating, definitely helped.
Yeah, I didn't realize that bond insurance also.
Yeah, and
That's a
AA
great
rating
thing.
with the bond insurance.
Lowers all of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there any questions? I'm sure Debbie's back.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. If there aren't any questions, is there a motion for the rest or the ordinance first?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 3198, authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds, Series A, 2023, in the principal amount of $7,570,000 for the purpose of financing the cost of capital improvements, refunding outstanding obligations, and providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax to pay the bonds.
I'll second.
Smale,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Heckman,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
And now the resolution for the same thing, just a resolution, right?
I think I think the ordinance issued them and the resolution allows the sale of them.
Right.
It's pretty much the same.
Same topic.
When you're ready.
You can ask questions if you.
I just want to make sure that the same amount needed to be.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay.
Your Honor, I move to pass resolution 2023-005, authorizing and directing the sale and delivery of general obligation bonds, Series A 2023, in the principal amount of $707,570,000, making certain covenants and agreements to provide for the payment and security, and authorizing certain other documents and actions connected therewith.
There's a second.
I'll second.
Smale,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Heckman,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Until a bond attorney wrote that one.
Yeah. Hey. Staff reports. Chief, you have anything?
No.
Jessica?
We have a planning commission meeting next week that consists of a public hearing for single family attached residents.
For what?
A single family attached residence in the NCR 2 district, so over on West Shawnee Street. Like a duplex, but.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Side by side, the others up and down.
Second.
I put in your packets legislative breakfast, March 4th. You have on the table was the robotics invitation for their open house right after the legislative breakfast, so about 9 o'clock. The state of the city is March 7th. So I did bring, if you wouldn't mind signing a agenda. If you all want to attend, if there's more like a quorum, we would need this for you all to attend. So if we just sign it ahead of time, then we're covered for all three of those events. Oh, and the library staff, I put those on your table. Yeah, Rachel provided that, and so, we give those to the council, so those are for you to read.
But had a 48% increase. Is that post-COVID?
I think that has a lot to do with numbers. And it looks good.
Lots of people in the library, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Randy?
I just have that I will be out of town. I'm going to Wichita for the KACM conference, so Thursday and Friday I will not be in the office, but you can cell phone, email, I'll still be available if you need me. I'll be able to reply immediately, but if you need me, make sure you.
All right. Did you have anything?
Nothing.
No.
Kathy? Leanne? No. I just have, I got a phone call today from Vince Thorpe from the museum. And they have been made aware of a pretty substantial grant program that the state is running. It sounds like they have a bunch of COVID money that they need to get rid of. That's probably not a great way to put it, but anyway, they're focusing on tourism, so parks, entertainment, museums. The museum is going to apply for a pretty sizable grant and would like a letter of support from us.
Which museum?
The Miami County.
Okay.
Yep. Because they're trying to put an elevator in so that they can use the upstairs. So anyway, I just want to make you guys aware, I have a letter here. If you all like to sign it, so we can give them some support.
Sounds good.
That's all I have. And thank you girls for ladies. Since he called me today, I was like, can you get that? Ready for today. I don't usually like doing that, but sometimes it's unavoidable. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
There you go.
Thinking out
I move that we adjourn.
Yeah. Is there a second?
Smale.
That would've been a good one.
Did you get to vote?
Mail.
Aye.
Edwin.
Aye.